So if you're a dog owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That one moment when your totally calm, sleeping dog suddenly becomes a furry, four-legged tornado in your living room. It's hilarious, it's a little bit wild, and today we're going to break down what is actually going on in that little brain of theirs. Oh yeah, you know the look. One second they're snoozing, and the next, that butt tucks way down, their eyes get that crazy wild glint, and boom, they are off, doing laps around the coffee table like they're in the Indy 500. It just comes out of absolutely nowhere, right? And you can't help but think for a second, wait, is something wrong? Did he see a ghost? What on earth is happening right now? It's a totally normal, and let's be honest, very funny thing to see. Well, let me put your mind at ease. Your dog is not broken. And no, they're not possessed by some sort of speed demon. This behavior is completely normal. In fact, it's so normal it even has a fancy scientific name. And, believe it or not, this chaotic explosion of pure energy actually has a formal name, a Frenetic Random Activity Period, or what we call a FRAP for short. Yep, it's a real, recognized behavior in the animal world. So what in the world is a FRAP? Well, it's just a sudden, super brief release of pent-up energy. You know, it's kind of like shaking up a can of soda and then popping the top. All that fizz has to go somewhere. It's a totally healthy, harmless release that's usually over in just a couple of minutes. So really, you can think of a Zoomie as your dog's own little pressure release valve. It's their way to burn off that extra bit of energy, shake off some stress, like after a bath, or sometimes it's just an expression of pure, unfiltered joy. It's a completely natural, instinctual thing for them to do. Okay, so what is it that actually sets off these wild little sprints? Well, as you're about to see, the triggers are usually things that you and your dog run into every single day. All right, let's talk about some of the usual suspects. The post-bath Zoomie is a total classic. It's part relief from being done and part, I've got to get dry right now. Then you've got the late-night Zoomie, super common in puppies who are just getting that last burst of energy out before crashing. And yep, the post-poop Zoomie is a real thing. It's often just a feeling of, well, relief. And of course, getting let out of a crate or just seeing you walk in the door, that can trigger pure explosive excitement. Now, while these little energy bursts are almost always a totally good thing, it is helpful to know the difference between a happy, healthy Zoomie and a behavior that might actually be coming from a place of anxiety. The key here is to look at their body language. A happy Zoomie is loose, it's wiggly, maybe they'll even do a little play-bow before taking off. It's joyful, and it's over pretty quickly. But if your dog seems really tense, or is maybe compulsively chasing their tail, or seems kind of frantic and scared for long periods of time, that's probably not a FRAP, and that might be a sign to look a little deeper into what could be stressing them out. Okay, so when that Zoomie attack finally strikes, what's the game plan? What should you do? Really, the most important thing is just to make sure your little buddy stays safe while they're burning off all that steam. Okay, rule number 1, and this is a big one, don't chase them. I know, it's so tempting to join in, but that just adds fuel to the fire. They'll think it's a game of chase, which can make them run even harder, or maybe even encourage some excited nipping. Instead, think of yourself as the safety crew. Your job is to clear the path. Move anything fragile out of the way, keep an eye out for sharp corners on furniture, and maybe try to herd them away from slippery hardwood floors to prevent any accidents. And hey, if you've got a safe, fenced-in yard, this is the absolute best-case scenario. Just open the back door, let them take all that incredible speed and energy outside, where they have more room to run, and there's a lot less to knock over. And you know what? Most of the time, the best thing to do is just let it happen. Just remember, these little episodes are really short-lived. They usually end just as suddenly as they started, and your dog will probably just plop down on the floor for a happy, panting recovery. So the next time your dog goes into a full-blown frenzy, try not to worry. Just think of it as their own personal victory lap. They're celebrating being happy, or feeling relieved, or just being full of life. So sit back, maybe protect your knees from any accidental collisions, and just enjoy the wonderful, chaotic show. Now, just remember, all of this is for educational purposes. Understanding your pet's behavior is one of the best ways to build a stronger, happier life together. And as always, if you're ever concerned about any sudden or really excessive changes in your pet's behavior, please give your certified veterinarian a call.